I also mentioned that one of the issues now being discussed in this country is the status of IP, of intellectual property in biomedical research, or coming out of biomedical research, and there's even legislation now being considered by the Knesset of what the status should be of intellectual property arising from research in governmental hospitals. In fact, this august gathering here to discuss that as well. I do see here the former Director General of the Ministry of Finance, of the Treasury, who had served until a couple of weeks ago. So I do want to point out that there is light also in this picture, not just darkness, not just shadows. The Director General convened a meeting in his office to discuss the establishment of a specific fund for biomedical research that we hope will become a reality sooner rather than later. And we're grateful to Yaron for leading this initiative. With this, I'd like to invite the Deputy Minister, Member of Knesset Yaakov Litzman, to address our meeting, please.
Chairman of the Committee of the Knesset, Professor Trachter, Professor Arnaud, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to extend my greetings and wishes from the Ministry of Health and upon myself for the important worship you are doing. I especially welcome people who came from overseas to be with us today to share your experiences and on the way of biomedical research which you are doing in your countries. The Ministry of Health has responsibility to secure delivery of health to all Israel citizens. Our mission includes the supervision of all national health insurance funds, the management of all government hospitals, and the supervision of Israel's entire hospital system. It also includes responsibility for public health and for preventive medicine. We are getting today this vaccine for pregnant ladies, which we have in Israel another without this adjuvant, which is in these vaccines, in regular, you can go in Europe, which we are told that these vaccines are given also to pregnant ladies. We here in Israel, we have changed this and we have given it to pregnant ladies and children from half a year to 3 years. We are not giving them. We got this today, last night today. And in about 2 weeks, we started giving this vaccination to all people. And these days I'm trying to put in an initiative of giving healthcare for dental healthcare for children free of charge, which we have not had here in Israel. It's the first time we're going to try to do it.
The subject we stand on the table is really strategies for the national support of biomedical research. Biomedical research, in my opinion, Israel has a very bright future, but a very poor present. We need, in my opinion, to invest much more in this area, especially for the merit researchers by universities and academies. And today, the main budget which comes for this area is from the Council of the Higher Education. Very little fund that exists in the Ministry of Health. It's far, far away from really satisfying and giving the right answer to the potential which exists in Israel.
We should look far ahead
The government should not be the one to fund the R&Ds, especially this amount of money. In my opinion, it's much more important to scientists in Israel to have $100 million of that money for basic research, as the biomed, and to maybe to reduce it from the R&Ds. R&Ds can find different money from capital ventures, which exist in Israel. And they're exactly looking for that. They're looking for some kind of areas in which they can see the money coming back shortly. That's the idea. It shows that in those areas which got those grants, there is no difference between the other areas which get no grants, which means make no difference. And therefore, in my opinion, the government should establish this fund for biomed especially, because the potential is very, very high. The life of many people, it's not only to giving a long expectancy of life to people, but also to give a better life to people and cure a lot of problems which cannot be cured today if they have the money to do it.
In reality, then there is a reason to take action by the government. And I think that that's the case with biomedical research, but that needs to be argued very carefully and precisely before we embark into talking about strategies. And what are the elements, the indications of a latent comparative advantage? First of all, we have a very good scientific base in the life sciences. We have young and eager scientists that are intimately connected with the US scientific community. They thrive in it. Many of them end up in the US and not here. That's something that we have to deal with. And also, these Israeli young scientists have a very peculiar quality which is called chutzpah, meaning by that, the ability to say, hey, I'm going to do it, even though this is an incredibly difficult problem. And that's really quite an asset.
This is good. Okay. So I want to say how much I look forward to hearing my distinguished colleagues as well. I know I will learn a great deal from their comments, as in fact I have already learned in the opening discussion. We were asked to try to share some facts and reflections on the experience, in my case, of the United States in its support for biomedical research, in order to shed light on the opportunities and the difficulties that might confront Israel as it begins to proceed in the directions that have been outlined. I will share the discussion of the United States with my very eminent colleague Bill Paul from the National Institutes of Health, and my comments will be a general perspective on the way funding proceeds in the United States for biomedical research. Bell Laboratories, which was the source of many Nobel Prizes in physics and applied chemistry even. They had a tremendous success, but they have been abandoned. It's literally close to nothing.
Give a more technical presentation about the NIH experience, which I hope will have some value in the decision, the thinking about how to organize any changes that Israel may wish to make. Having pointed out that there is great diversity in the U.S. system, nonetheless, there is what one might call a 900-pound gorilla in the U.S. medical research enterprise, and that is the National Institutes of Health. While we have eminent private sources, Howard Hughes Medical Institute being the largest, even so, their budget is 2 to 3% of the NIH budget. And even when you add the American Cancer Society and other organizations, there is no doubt that the fundamental driving force for biomedical research in the U.S., that is of a non-company based form, is the U.S. National Institutes of Health. So I'd like to use the opportunity to tell you a bit about the structure. The National Cancer Institute, for example, supports research in many aspects of fundamental biological science, but nonetheless, the existence of an institute to develop to a disease area in a degree ensures that there will be good funding that will underlie that particular area. So firstly,